Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel? Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options. Real stepper, check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping John at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk up, play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young, racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward days, dreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off. Working for too long, gotta kick back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, this that. Living my life with no regrets. So I title, link up, pull up on me. We did chillin', at the spot. What time? Anytime, link up, pull up on me. We did coolin', the chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is going on, NYU faithful? We have an all rise, the first all rise of the offseason. This is considered the offseason, Francis, isn't it? We're in offseason time. Is that correct? Right?
No, you're right. You're right. It just doesn't. It still kind of feels surreal that we're
I saw
even.
you kind of like look up, like, is this true? Is this really? Is this really happening?
Like, yeah, man.
Is it
no, he's right.
true, Michael?
No, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's damn true.
It's damn true. It's
We are
damn
in the
true.
off- we are in the off season officially, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just got home from the gym, pumping up the guns. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna even front. I wore my Yankee hat. I'm never taking that shit off. You know what I mean? Francis said it the other day. Rocking a hat to work, whatever. Everywhere you go, it don't matter. It don't matter over here, man. Look, that symbol does not have to represent the bullshit that the Yankees just put us through.
No.
the madness that we're going to be talking about.
No, it represents our fandom. The fact that we're not going to waver. This is still your team. I mean, that's why I said it's to the death of me, man. I'm a Yankees fan, man. Win or lose,
Damn right.
I'm always gonna rock my stuff. Ain't nobody gonna make me not feel like, oh, I can't rock. Like, no,
Never. That's never going to happen, man. We're always going to have our Yankee stuff on, and we got a lot to talk about, but there is one big topic today. Today ain't about, necessarily, let's break down some of the World Series losses and what could have happened. And no. Today, we got to talk about, I think, something not pretty serious to the Yankees. And honestly, what just scares me about moving forward with this team, and why I think it is very, very fair to say you probably shouldn't have the highest of confidence in this team going forward, because I really think enough is enough. And it's almost at the end of the day where you don't even want to push hope anymore.
Yeah.
It's hard to even push hope when you come to something this bad. Now, if a lot of you guys aren't on X, Twitter, whatever the hell they call it. You don't follow us there, but if you do follow us on YouTube, I also put it in our community area. This was damning. I mean, this was about as damning as it gets, the Dodgers scouting report on the Yankees. And basically, the Dodgers went into this knowing if we put the ball in play, we run hard, we be aggressive, the Yankees are going to shoot themselves in the foot.
Can I break that? If we play Little League baseball,
they can't keep up.
They can't keep up with us.
Think about that, folks. So let me read the little segment here to everybody. I'm gonna throw this on the screen here, and I just want to read it. You may not be able to see that. I don't think I can make this any. No, I can't really make that part any bigger, but I'll read it to you guys. What the Dodgers told their players in scouting meetings was the Yankees were talent over fundamentals. That if you run the bases with purpose and aggression, the Yankees will self-inflict harm, as was exposed by Betts, Tommy Edman, Freddie Freeman, etc. That the value was very high to put the ball in play to make the Yankees execute. They mentioned that the Yankees were not just the worst, not just the major's worst base running team by every metric, but the difference was vast on the field between them and the Padres, who the Dodgers beat in the NL, but were impressive in this area. So again, the Dodgers fundamentally sound based off what the Dodgers scouting report was. They were thrilled at how, the Padres, I might have said the Dodgers there. They were thrilled at how short Yankees leads were at first base to potentially be less of a threat on the pivots at second base, where Gavin Lux does not excel. They said their metrics had the Yankees as the worst position outfield. So for many people that go, how did they miss that ball out there? Why did Soto not get to that? Why did this person not get to that? There you go. They were amazed how many times relay throws came skittering through the infield with no one taking charge, and how often Jazz Chisholm Jr., for example, was out of place or just standing still when a play was in action. I got to be honest with you, Francis. If you've listened to us all year, we've kind of been calling this out. I've had so many people comment to me and go, Pete, it's crazy because you've been saying all year. He goes, I remember. Somebody actually commented like, I remember your words exactly when you said at some point, this is going to get the Yankees in a big, big, big way. And obviously we saw the meltdown in game 5. The 5th inning was probably one of the biggest meltdowns in Yankee history by far. 3 errors an inning. And they gave him 6 outs. It was an absolute mess. Cost them a potential game 6. And I even had some Dodgers fans going, but you wouldn't have won the next 2. We don't know that. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. I'm not sitting here going that the Yankees are going to win, this, that. At the end of the day, you have no clue what could have really happened. Nobody knows. But Francis, this right here, a team coming out and just being like, we kind of knew this would happen. It's pretty friggin' damning to the Yankees coaching staff. And for the people out there that go, oh, you can't blame Aaron Boone. You can't blame the coaching. These are players. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. There's only one thing you can look at, and it is Aaron Boone and the leadership of this organization. That's simple.
I mean, where else would you direct the blame when people are basically coming at the Yankees' lack of preparedness? Whose job is it to prepare them? You can sit there and say and blame players, which I already saw. There was people, of course, the pom-pom shakers who cover the team came out already with the spin that I'm sure they got directly from the team to say that, well,
they stand outside Yankee Stadium, they shake ass, bare ass. They shake bare ass, and there's a bottle of Vaseline on top of the ass while they do it, saying, hire me, hire me, hire me, hire me.
Baby oil, just shaking ass and tons of baby oil. It's disgusting what's happening. It's like you come out immediately and you start saying, oh, but what organizational changes could be made to help Aaron Judge catch a ball? Well, you see, if you look at these comments here, it says that Aaron Judge was likely not even in the right position when the ball was hit, for starters.
Bingo. A lot of the stuff that Soto did in right field, people go, oh, he had to take a bet.
That's right where I was going. How many times did we have to listen to fans say, oh, Soto should have caught that, or he should have did that, he should have did that? Well, how do we even know now that he was in the right position for that play. When one of the best, if not the best, because the Dodgers are regarded around the league as the best team in analytics, as the best. They are regarded as the number one, as the gold standard. Okay, their people. You want to know, and just in case people think I'm talking out of my ass here, all right, I'm gonna fucking let you behind the curtain here. Last winter, when the Yankees were speaking to consultants to do their, remember that they had their little analysis and stuff like that?
I know exactly where you're going.
You know, the consultants that they were speaking to are from a company called Zealous Analytics, which was founded by the two guys who started the Dodgers analytics department.
Yep.
They are the best. They are the best. They are the gold standard. And when the gold standard is telling you to your face, yeah, we basically just came in and knew we just had to play clean baseball and we were going to pretty much handle you easily. Like there was there was no worry about it. I mean, when you have Joe Kelly giving post games after a champagne celebration saying, yeah, you know, once they started out, once they started playing Yankees defense.
Can you believe that?
Can you? Well, but here's the thing. We believe it because
we know we've seen it.
How long have you been saying sloppy Yankees?
Bro, honestly, I'll take you guys on a little history lesson with Pete real quick. And if you don't believe me, go look. I'll take you guys on a little history lesson real quick, right? 2018, Aaron Boone was hired. I broke that news. If nobody knows that, I broke that news that Aaron Boone was hired by the Yankees, okay? 1. 2, I said year 1, I'm going to leave Aaron Boone alone. I made the announcement, told everybody. I was even telling people at the time, you guys got Aaron Boone derangement syndrome. Calm down. Take it easy. ABDS. I even did a fake commercial on it. I was like, maybe you have Aaron Boone derangement syndrome. Calm down, okay? At the end of the year, I said, guys, I got it. I got Aaron Boone derangement syndrome. And I remember I told everybody, this is in 2018, the year he was hired. The only thing I said, I'm going to knock them on here, is that they do not look prepared. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Since 2018, the Yankees have never looked prepared. They have never looked fundamentally sound, ever. So I got to keep it real here. And I'm going to be as well, I don't even got to say I'm going to be honest as possible. We always just speak our mind here. There's already reports that Aaron Boone is coming back. The Yankees see no issues with this. You now have other organizations looking at this club going, I mean, all you got to do is, like Fred said, play little league ball against these guys. They'll beat themselves. Don't worry.
Literally.
The fact of the matter that we're going to keep this the same way. And let's also not forget, there are some people in the Yankees organization that do not like Aaron Boone. They don't believe he's the right manager. Don't take Pete Simonetti's word for it. Remember what was said last offseason when they had the meeting. It got a little hot. It got a little heated. Then we come to find out there's anonymous people in the Yankees front office coming out saying they called out Aaron Boone. They said he's not tough enough. They said that he doesn't have enough accountability to the team. And wow, guess what's happening now, Francis? Everybody across the board is talking about what? Oh, now accountability is a cool word to use. Now it's okay because everybody's kind of tailing along with it. And to the beat writers that are already out there shaking ass for the 5th inning, I think that's called misinformation. I don't think you're doing your job properly.
Have some shame. Have
a little bit of shame. You know what's funny about that, Fred? Sorry, I'll let you get to that. Go ahead. You know what's funny about that? Something like that is put out by one beat writer. Another beat writer comes out and goes, well, here's the New York Post. I believe it was Joe Sherman. Here's what the Dodgers thought. So look, had nothing to do with 1 inning. The Yankees are known for this around baseball. So don't go shaking ass. Well, I think it's the... Shut your mouth. Stop the misinformation bullshit, remember? Misinformation? Stop that nonsense. Tell the truth about the team, what you're supposed to be getting paid for. Stop shaking ass.
The problem here, and shouts out to Joe Sherman. I'm glad that you brought up Sherman because shouts out to Joel Sherman. The last couple of years, he's one of the few writers, journalists out there still
100%.
like trying to like put the blood, sweat, and tears into the craft, into the art form of actually getting the truth for fans. And he's the one who set Brian Cashman off last winter. If you guys remember, The whole tirade of I think we're pretty fucking good. That was spearheaded by Joel
By
Sherman.
Sherman.
Because
Calling him
Sherman
out
was
on
challenging
Volpe
him.
and some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he was challenging him, and that's why Cashman lost his shit, because it was like, how dare you challenge me? We're pretty fucking good. Da, da, da. And here we are a year later, Pete. And it's crazy because I know that this is gonna catch them off guard. This is why we haven't heard anything yet, because they were probably gonna have their postmortem relatively quick here. Okay, the Yankees lost Wednesday. Today is Friday. It probably, I mean, I'm surprised it's not happening today in the afternoon at some point.
Mind you, you still haven't heard a word from the owner of the club.
I know, but here's my thing. I feel like maybe they were getting ready, they were getting prepared to do it, and then these comments come out, and now you got to figure out what the fuck you're going to say, because you're not just going to stand in front of people and regurgitate the same bullshit you normally do. When now there's comments out there that come from the Dodgers, when you can assume that if the Dodgers think this, Tampa Bay thinks this.
Everybody does. It's known. It's known around baseball. It's known around baseball.
This is around baseball. This is around baseball. So what is it proving? Well, it's proving that last year when Brian Cashman sat there and said, well, I think we're pretty fucking good. Hey, Brian, you're the only one that thinks that. You're the only one that thinks that. How long has NYY Underground been sitting here saying to you fans and telling you, as hard as it is for us to say it, because it hurts us, because we grew up when this team was a different team. But we've been telling you guys for years, people don't look at the Yankees like they used to, bro. They're not afraid to come into Yankee Stadium. They're not afraid. Aaron Judge is a phenomenal player. He's one of the greatest hitters of all time. We're witnessing that in real time. Pitchers are not afraid, though. they're just not.
Especially not in the postseason now. I mean, now it's like a joke.
They're not afraid to come and play the Yankees. And the Dodgers literally maybe did us a favor, and nobody's going to see it like that right now. But the more I saw these comments coming out yesterday, and I put out a tweet with Joe Kelly's comments, I said, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like it. It's disgusting. It pisses me off because it's disrespectful. But I'm actually kind of glad that they're saying exactly exactly what they think about the Yankees. Because maybe now that you're getting it from the horse's mouth, this is the team that just played you in the World Series telling you exactly what they thought of you. How can you ignore it now? How can you ignore it?
And what they're going to do is exactly what Aaron Boone did that night. I think our PFP is really good. I think our fielding is actually really good. Are there some plays here and there? Of course, but that happens. I think we're really good. That's what they're going to do, because that's what the Yankees do all the time. Aaron Boone did this. Remember what Isaiah Kiner-Falefa? He went on a media tour talking about he's the best shortstop in baseball. He sat there in front of people and debated people. And you even had, I forgot who it was on WFAN, but the dude said, Aaron, what metric are you guys looking at that nobody else could see? And I remember I said, look, I remember saying this. I was like, somebody's gonna come around and be like, all right, shut this guy up. And I remember the next day, Boone disappeared from talking about it, and they called up Peraza just to get people to shut up, because it was so bad what he was doing. And they're gonna do the same thing. Mark my words, you're gonna see it. We got a couple of super chats here. To Scotto, by the way, guys, you got over 350 in here. Hit that like button, and of course, subscribe to the U. We are 111 subscribers away from 38,000. Descato says, broke collarbone in car accident yesterday. In lots of pain. Came here for therapy with my fam. God bless you. Scotty Horwitz, I hope you're all right, my friend. That sucks to hear. Get better, man. Get better. Relax. Rest. And let us be mad for you. Don't get angry. Let us be angry.
Feel better, man.
Replay Op says, lack of fundamentals is a reflection of management and leadership. We had the Dodgers pitchers on the fumes for the series if they won Game 5. No doubt about it, man. And look, I saw there's so many comments in the chat, but I did see somebody address something, and hopefully they're a Yankee fan. They probably are, I'm assuming. They said, get over yourselves. They went to the World Series. Well, unlike you, Pete Simonetti's a winner. I like to win. So guess what? I don't want things like fundamentals to make us lose. So excuse me for wanting more than just getting to the World Series. You must be a new fan. You must be one of those guys that don't understand that it's failure for the Yankees to lose. And the way they lost is even more of a failure. There's not many Derek Jeters left out there, by the way. It's sad. And I'm really happy that Jeter goes on live national television and simply just comes out and goes, it's a failure. They failed. This is not no tough debate. They failed. It doesn't matter when they failed, it's over. You lost. That's all there is to it.
No, it's a fact. We live in the age of spin, bro. And we live
We
in
do.
the age of spin. And that's what this organization is. I mean, bro, if they put half the emphasis that they put into spinning narratives into getting better fundamentally, I mean, we'd probably be a World Series team by next year.
Yep.
Honestly. They invest so much time in spinning narratives and pushing the blame towards players and everybody else who it doesn't belong to. It's crazy. In reality, we know the problem. The problem here, it's above Boone. It's above Boone. It's the people who put Boone into place and the people who refuse to
Correct.
move on from him
Correct.
because he has successfully executed what they want. This
That's right.
this result that we have, is a clear. It's just a clear indication of what's going on in the front office. It's a clear
Yep.
indication of
Yep.
the kind of baseball that Brian Cashman thinks he's going to play versus what happens in reality. And I'm sorry, I get it. Brian Cashman is probably never gonna like me or never gonna like this channel. I don't care. I'm not
Doesn't
doing
matter.
this
Yep.
so that I'm not doing this so that I could be buddies with Brian Cashman, so that I could sit back and have a beer with him one day. I don't care. I couldn't care less. I want the Yankees to win. I want the Yankees to win. And I'm sorry, but somebody has to say it. Brian Cashman, you're not Billy Beane. You're never going to be Billy Beane. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have worked your entire career for the New York Yankees, one of the most lucrative baseball organizations that there is, okay?
That's right.
They are the big payroll kings.
That's right.
Now there's a couple other teams on the block that spend a lot of money. It's true. But everybody knows what the Yankees are and what they've been since the Steinbrenner family took over. They are the money team. They spend money. They are a big money club. That's what they do. All right. You're never going to get some award because of how analytically savvy you were one year. It's not going to happen. They're not going to write a book about you. They're not going to write a movie about you. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's not. Unless of course you go all in and the Yankees go on some crazy otherworldly dynasty and you're bringing in players and stuff like that. Yeah, but the way that you're trying to do it, it's just not going to happen, bro. It's not.
Right. Exactly.
They're trying to be this analytical powerhouse, and instead they're getting embarrassed by all the real analytical powerhouses. It's great.
Correct. It's just becoming a joke around Major League Baseball, and I'm very sad that I got to sit here and look at this fan base and go, guys, unfortunately, you're going to see there might be a change to the coaching staff, but it won't be Aaron Boone. As long as Brian Cashman's here, Aaron Boone's not going nowhere. And look, I'll say this again I can see Rojas or somebody like that getting cut, and they put the blame on that person and all that fun stuff. But I could sit here and tell you guys again, look, it's cute that the players love Aaron Boone. You would, if you're building a team and somebody goes, would you want the players to like the manager? Everybody would sit there and go, yeah, of course. So why would I want them to hate or dislike their manager? No, it's fine. I'd rather them like their manager. Awesome. They get along good. But the only thing I've been saying is the accountability has to be there. And there was, and some people may disagree with me on this, there was some areas of growth around accountability with Aaron Boone this year. Shockingly, surprisingly, when it came to during a game, how many years have I been sitting there going, pull him during the game, embarrass him, because that's going to wake him up. He did it with, what's his face? He did it with Gleyber Torres, right? Gleyber Torres all of a sudden, bam, becomes a much better player again because he said, you got to sit down, brother. Enough is enough. You got to sit down. I've seen enough of this. We've seen that. And there was some other things too with Boone that was a little bit better when it came to the accountability part. But here's the problem. When you've become ultra buddy, and everybody knows you as, oh, that's Booney, he's one of the guys. Come on. How can you come into that dugout next year and goes, nah, this shit has to stop. Enough. You can't. You can't all of a sudden become the hard ass. You can't do it. And that is a major problem. The Yankees, all year we've been saying, they don't seem to have an attitude. They don't seem to have a type of, they've had some swagger this year, of course. We're not denying that. They looked a little different. They felt a little different. We said it from the beginning of the year. This team feels a little different than years past. And they did, but that's the characters they brought to the club. It's not like this was something created by the manager.
Mm-hmm.
This was created by outside sources coming in.
Coming in.
Verdugo, Stroman, Jazz, Soto.
Yep.
These guys brought style, swagger to the club that we never got to see before, really.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is, where's the general on the field? Where's the guy in the clubhouse that says, tighten that shit up? They're right what they said. When they said there was too many, plays in the outfield, balls were skittering in the field, I'm sitting there going, oh shit. Like, now that I'm thinking about this, I'm like, there was a shit ton of times. A shit ton of times.
Here's the thing. You have an infield, right, where the shortstop is still very young, still a rookie. He doesn't take charge. I love Anthony Volpe. I love what Volpe did in Game 4. We heralded him after what he did in Game 4. We started off Game 5 by continuing to give him praise.
Of course.
Volpe, if he's going to be the shortstop of the New York Yankees, he needs to start to grow up. Next season, he needs to take the step into where he becomes the captain of the infield.
Yeah, no doubt.
There needs to be no question about who's the cutoff man, who's coming into cut. Okay.
Wild.
If you're not going to be the cutoff man because maybe there's questions about your arm or whatever, then you designate who the freaking person will be. It either has to be you or the second baseman.
Yeah.
But this thing that like we will decide depending on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the play. Maybe you'll do it, maybe I'll do it, maybe whatever. No, it can't be like that.
Facts.
It doesn't work like that. All right. When I played in high school, like if I was playing short, like I knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
And the people who played with me knew what they had to do. All right. And it was my fault. If a ball came skittering through the infield and nobody got it, it was my fault. That's just what it was.
Of course.
It was.
Of course. No, that's the way it goes. We got a couple of big super chats here. My brother, Ronald Hansley.
Thank you for being a friend.
Gabagool. Seeing you guys night in and night out over the years, put in the work to create this space for us fans where we express our frustrations and voice our excitement through the ups and downs of this team is nothing short of phenomenal. NYYU to the moon. Ronald Hansley, my brother, you already know, fam. I hope you are coming to the event on November 10th because I definitely want to talk to you because I promised you that we're going with you to something with the Knicks, and I'm a man of my word. All right, I keep my word, so I'm very, very hopeful that if you're there on November 10th, we can sit down and talk, kind of plan that out. If there's any Knicks events coming up or anything like that, that I can make sure that I'm here for. I know Francis wants to go too, so
yes, sir.
we'll definitely connect on that. LA Lou says, congratulations to the Yankees and the fans on a good season. I'm hoping we can do this again next season. It was a classic matchup. All the best, LA Lou. You are a phenomenal Dodgers fan, man, and we appreciate you. Danny says, salute. If what you both are saying is true, why would Soto want to come back to the shit show? Well, first of all, let me just clarify something real quick. It has nothing to do with what we're saying. This is out there. This is facts. It's not something that Francis and Pete decided to come on here and say, hey, the Dodgers said this. No, this is reported fact. And when you say, why would Soto want to come back to this? Well, they made it to the World Series 1. Him and Judge together is a phenomenal pair because you also got to remember, Soto's thinking legacy. Soto's thinking, what is my career eventually going to look like? Can I win every year? Do I got an opportunity to win? First Dominican player in Monument Park. There's a lot of stuff on the table for Juan Soto to return to the Yankees, and I don't want to make this about that because we're going to have so many friggin' years, so many months to talk about this, about Soto, and we'll have some fun stuff coming out for you guys when it comes to that. But there's a lot for Soto to like to stay here. What I would hope, and I don't know if this is even a fair ask, but it seems like Judge and Cole have gotten a strong word in the front office that they could kind of voice their opinion on certain things. I hope Soto can do the same thing and kind of make demands. I'm not saying he's going to come in here and demand and go, hey, look, the only way I return is if Boone is gone. I'm pretty sure, and from what I know, Soto doesn't dislike Aaron Boone. From what I know, Soto enjoys Aaron Boone as a manager based off what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know about the whole fundamental stuff. Some of these guys would probably sit here and tell us, hey, guys, look, coaching, whatever you want to see that, most ball players would say that's on us. We have to be better. We're the guys on the field. We know this stuff. Like you guys talk about, these are little league mistakes. They are little league mistakes. We should understand this. But the problem is, just like any job in life, there's somebody that's supposed to be fronting that and leading that. And if that person isn't doing it, or it's being called out by the majority of your peers, there should be a problem. That's like me doing this here. And Kev, Francis, NYYST, even Jira go, hey, Pete, look, the way you've been running this, it ain't the way it used to be. You'd have to look at yourself there and go, what is the issue here? Like, if everybody's seeing that and I'm not, then I'm the problem. And for some reason, the Yankees don't run their business that way. The Yankees say, everybody points the fingers at us, but you're all the issue. Every one of you are the problem. It's not us. How dare you blame us? That's the issue for the Yankees right now. It's not about pointing a finger necessarily. It's the fact that they can't even look themselves in a mirror and go, they got us there. They got us. They can't even do that.
They won't, and they won't do it because admitting defeat is something that Brian Cashman's been allergic to for the large part of his career. And I think when I really like start to sit back and look at this, it's the things are obvious, right? I saw somebody in the chat say, well, 99 and 45 have their ear, but again, this is also a part of the problem. It's also a part of the problem. All right. Championship organizations really cannot be player run. I'm sorry. I don't.
It's not right. I don't like it. I don't
believe in that shit.
I'm not
saying that players shouldn't have a say. I'm not that kind of person. This is not slavery. I'm not with that shit either. But I'm saying it should not be where players are just driving the boat.
I agree.
Right, for one, and I kept this in the tuck. I mean, I've been saying it off the air. Obviously, I would tell Pete, I told Kevin, whatever, in our group chats, I talk about this. But I was like, I don't want to say this right now during the playoff run. I'm not trying to, throw any negativity out there. But one big example to me, now that the playing days are done, at least until next season.
Mm-hmm.
One big example to me is the fact that Aaron Judge is in center field. I am sorry. Aaron Judge is not a center fielder.
Bingo.
He is not a center fielder. You know why Aaron Judge is in center field, ladies and gentlemen? Because Aaron Judge wants to be in center field. That is literally the only reason that Aaron Judge is in center field, because he wants it. That's why. And we give him what he wants. He wanted money. He wanted to be captain. He wants to play center field. So we give him what he wants. That's what we do, right? But here's the problem with that. Defensively, he is rated very poorly as a center fielder.
True.
All right.
True.
People say, oh, but when he made the error, there was like, that was his first error. Maybe first error. Okay. But you guys are a very analytically driven and analytically, sound, quote unquote, organization. Why don't you look at some of those peripheral numbers of Aaron Judge in center field and tell me what you see? Okay. Yeah. Because I'm not making this up. All right. Maybe you guys don't believe me. Maybe some of you do believe. I see a lot of you agreeing in the chat. So you've seen it already. Right. I was kind enough to wait until the offseason to get this shit off live. But I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to say it, because to me, that's a problem. And to me, you as the captain of this team, as the leader of this team, that shouldn't be what you do. That shouldn't be like, no, I'm going to give myself the position that I want. No, because you know what you did down the stretch? Down the stretch, you cost us. Because Jason Dominguez, who is a center fielder, couldn't get into the lineup. Yep. There was no space for Jason Dominguez because Jason Dominguez was viewed down the stretch as a left fielder instead of a center fielder, which he actually is. Because
which is where he's played the majority of time, of
his career. He's been a center fielder.
Correct.
Because Judge has to be a center fielder. They want to make Jason Dominguez a left fielder. And when you look at him as a left fielder, he doesn't grade better than Verdugo out there. That's a fact. There's no argument. But guess who would probably grade just as good as Verdugo, or maybe slightly below Verdugo as a left fielder? Aaron Judge.
100%.
He's a platinum glove right fielder.
100%.
He would grade and get, you know what? Here's another thing about Judge. Out of all the outfielders that we had on the roster this year, do you know who had the most experience playing any outfield in Yankee Stadium? Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Been there the longest.
He's the one that's been out there the longest.
Yeah.
So yes, left field is a difficult, but he would have been fine out there. But no, he wants to be a center fielder. So let's let it. This is a problem, guys. This is a problem. They're like, oh, we got to play this guy because this is who the guys want. The guys, they want this guy in there. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
What does that mean?
You know, this is when people want to talk about, oh, George Steinbrenner is bad. You ever walked in that room and a player said, no, we need this, that. George Steinbrenner would have said, yeah, okay, you're getting paid? Get out my office. Who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? And look, if Francis is 100% correct, do I want some of my star players to feel comfortable enough to come to the table and go, hey, look, man, from a player's perspective and what we're seeing, this should be done.
Yes.
150%. Players should have a voice.
Yes.
They should feel comfortable enough that they can come in there. But what should never happen is a player come in and go, look, man, I want to play center field. And then it's against everything that you know. And you simply go, look, I get you like that, but we need to put the best outfield together. And at the end of the day, if we are moving forward, let's say Soto comes back and you're having that conversation. You got to look at Aaron Judge and go, hey, look, brother, look, we did this for a year. We did go to the World Series, but there are things we got to improve on here. We project you to be a way better left fielder than a center fielder, and we're going to throw Jason in center because, Jason or whatever, that's where he's played. He's worked on it a lot this offseason, the stuff we've worked on him on. We think he'll be projected to be better in center field. He got a little more range, things of that nature. And on top of that, it might wear your body down a little less being in left field. So that's kind of the way we want to go about this. You should never be able to have a star player just simply go, third base is mine. I'm sorry. That's all there is to it. Or short or center field, whatever it is. Oh. That shouldn't necessarily be the case. And I don't want anybody to think, oh man, they're pointing the finger at Aaron Judge. No, not in this regard. No. We're just simply talking about the fundamentals of what has been called out and what should happen going forward. Will there be any significant change here? I don't know, man. I don't know. Rich Squire says, see, Rich, I disagree with that. Soto shouldn't be in left field. Soto was actually better in right field at Yankee Stadium because it's smaller.
He's a gold glove because of the right field.
And then you hear about the other stuff and you go, well, was the positioning in the outfield really that bad that it affected them in many? It might have. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
of course it did.
It's almost, you got to kind of take a step back here and go, let me really look at this here. Okay, so there's some major issues here. And, I'm not taking blame off of players. Players should know where they have to be and all that. I get that. I understand that. But who's enforcing it? Who's holding them accountable? Who's there saying, guys, what the hell are we doing? You think anybody says that? You think when they came in that inning, Boone looked at those guys and said, guys, what the fuck are we doing here? This is the style of baseball we play? We're up 5-0. Look at the scoreboard. What are we thinking? We want to go home? That conversation didn't happen. You know for a fact it didn't.
And I'm looking at it's like Soto is not a natural left fielder. I'm sorry.
No, he's not. He's not.
A horrible take. I don't know where you're getting that information, but that's
Soto's not in left field. He never was.
Not a natural left fielder.
That was his worst position he's ever played.
Let me tell you, one of the selling points that the Yankees have in negotiations with Soto is we can hide you defensively better than any organization in baseball. And the clear proof of that is you're a Gold Glove finalist in right field this year.
Yeah. Whether people want to believe that or not and go, well, I don't really see him as a Gold Glove. Fine. However you want to see that is fine. But the fact of the matter is, one, he was, and two, anybody who's watched Soto, as I have for years, I said it. I said it when they were getting him. If they put him in right, they got to put him in right field. Left field at Yankee Stadium is too big, and he was a terrible left fielder for San Diego. He was bad. And everybody's going, he's a horrible. I said, look, Put him in right field at Yankee Stadium. It's gonna be different. And it was different.
No, it was very different. And people saying somebody else was like, "Oh, he hot dogged a couple flies that led to runs." Okay, but with the information we have out there now, saying that the Yankees are said to be around the league one of the worst teams at outfield positioning, how much of that are you putting on Soto?
Wild.
How much are you putting on Soto?
Yep.
Hey, bro, let's for example, I'll give you guys an example, right? I did my research before today's show. I'm not just to talk bullshit. I'm gonna give you an example. The Dodgers against the Yankees. Every time Anthony Rizzo came to bat, do you know where how their outfielders played? They played very shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Shallow. So much so, right? I remember one inning, right? We were coming back from a commercial break and they were doing the overhead shot coming into the stadium. And I saw how shallow the outfielders were. I didn't say anything on game season, but in my head, I was like, damn, they're almost like daring Rizzo to hit one over their head.
Right.
But do you know why they played like that? Because they knew he wouldn't. They knew he wouldn't. They had the numbers. They had the scouting that said that he hadn't hit a home run since the cows came home. And they was like, he's not going to hit one over our head. We need to hit him shallow so that he doesn't dunk one in on us. And that's why Rizzo, I mean, there was one in game 5 that Rizzo hit that we're like, drop. No, it can't drop. They're right.
They can't. They're way in there. They knew. They knew he's not hitting nothing over the head.
How many times did Giancarlo Stanton hit a ball right up the middle that me and Pete were just like,
right there?
Years ago, that was a single every.
I remember saying right to the second base, like it's right behind the fucking bag.
Exactly.
I'm like, damn, like they really did. If you think back, matter of fact, I'm not gonna do this. I called it. I can't go back and watch any of this.
Oh,
but
boy.
if you actually wanted to go back,
you'll see it.
And you said, let me go ahead and watch this over. You will see how many times when a ball's off the bat, you're like, oh, that's probably going to be a hit. And they had it covered perfectly.
Right away.
They had it locked in perfectly to see what it was. There's probably a lot of plays, too. You can look at the Yankees infield and go, why wasn't that guy shading a bit? And there's a lot of different things that can be done there. But I do want to get to your guys' voicemails, and we do have a couple of super chats here. Shout out to the Dodgers for not only operating like their organization, like the Yankees, but doing it better than them. That's a team that wants to win. Danny says, agreed, Pete. I just want the culture of my Yankees to be changed for the better. And that's one thing there too, Danny. I think the majority of Yankee fans that have seen the past, and I made this statement yesterday, when a lot of fans bring up, but if George was alive, it's kind of become like one of those things where people go, oh God, here we go with the George shit. But what people don't get, because a lot of the comments you get, oh, you must have never been, you weren't around then for the 70s when they were a horrible team and this and that. You weren't around for that. And I go to people, I say, I had to make another tweet so people get why people say this. People don't say this because they say George Steinbrenner had no faults. People don't say this because they say George Steinbrenner was the greatest owner that ever lived because he just was right on everything. Nobody says that. Nobody says that the man didn't come with faults. The reason I say it, and you got other people that say it, is because you can never, ever question his will to win. You could never question that he was a fan. Let me tell you one thing you could also never question. That he wouldn't have been vocal already about what happened. You haven't heard a word from Hal Steinbrenner. You wouldn't even know he's alive right now. His team just got bounced. He just paid all that money. They got to the World Series and they shit their drawers. And the owner hasn't said oogats. Nothing. He's been zipped. And Francis is right. They're in a room right now writing out, how do we flip this? How do we flip this? We're going to be asked. How do we talk to people about a horrible defense? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?
They got Hollywood's best script writers in the room right now trying to figure something out. Because Pete, here's the thing, and this has been the story the last couple of years. The Yankees expect for you and I to do what we're doing. They know that there's people out there like us who are watching, like, you know, every fine detail and every pitch and everything. So they expect for Pete and I to be the way that we are, Kev, Christian, they expect that. But they feel like, fans like that, guys like that, content creators like that, that's maybe 1%, probably less than 1%. And so they figure we can ignore them. We just pretend like they don't exist. That's all we got to do. Just pretend they don't exist. And we'll get, but
That's
what
a problem,
they
though.
don't expect, what's been embarrassing them is that you see us less than 1%ers have gotten the attention of the masses. And now the masses have an open ear to this shit. And they're repeating some of the stuff that we've been saying for years. And guess what? It's not even just us or the masses. Now it's your peers. Because guess what? I mean, the World Series started. You guys might not know this, but you think Hal is not buddy with everybody in that ownership group in LA? Of course he is.
Of course he is. 100%.
You think Hal doesn't like Magic Johnson? Hal loves Magic. They do dinner all the time. What are you talking about? They're friends. They're friends. And guess what happened? His friend's organization just came out and shat all over his organization. He got caught by surprise.
Yeah.
He's caught by surprise. He's like, we're buddies. Oh, wait. Whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean we don't know how to run bases? Hey. Why are you saying that in public? You're not supposed to do that.
Come on, you already beat us. Now you got to insult us.
But guess what? Back in the day, the 90s, the early 2000s, you would have never done that to the Yankees because
George would have bought everybody just because you want to say that? Really? Okay. Watch this.
They were too great. They were too powerful. You never did that. You never said, pretended to be buddy with them. And then a couple days later, let some comments go out that was disparaging. But guess what? In 2024, in big 2024, they don't give a damn. They don't care.
No worry, man. It's all good.
They
it
just
doesn't
pop
matter to them.
champagne in your visitor's clubhouse, man. They don't care.
It's not to them. Bro, they fucking played Frank.
They play.
The Dodgers are celebrating to New York. Think about this. Okay, look, some people are going to sit there and go, Pete, this is minor. Come on.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. No, it's not. Not anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know where the organization is? You don't fucking press the button. You just don't got to play it. This has been happening for years. Something that minor hasn't been changed because it's insulting to the fan base. You got everybody, by the way, across the board. I've never seen a content creator, anybody that's a beat writer has even called this out. Everybody's on par with this. How do you play New York in a loss? But on top of that, when the Dodgers are popping champagne on your field in your worst loss in ages, it's up to you. And the Yankees are there like this. Soto's there like this.
I mean, what message does it say?
It's wild, bro. It's insane. They can't even change that. It's minor.
And this is what it is. This is the arrogance of the New York Yankees. It just shows you. You know why they don't? You think some people say, oh, but they don't even know. They don't. Cashman, Hal, they're not even aware. No.
They're fucking aware. Please.
Hal Steinbrenner has been made aware of this. Okay, and when I'm gonna tell you how it went. Somebody went to Hal and said, hey, Hal, the fans they don't like when we play Frank after the losses. And Hal was like, wait, what? Really? Hold on 1 second. Let me call Brian. And he called Brian. And he's like, hey, Brian, is it true that the fans don't like the Sinatra after losses? You think we should change that? Whatever. Brian was like, never you mind. Don't worry about the Frank after the losses. Screw those fans. What do they know? Are you listening to Pete Benetti again? Is that what you're doing, Hal? Are you listening to Pete again?
Turn that NYYU off.
I told you to turn the YouTube off, Hal. I told you we didn't want you watching.
Didn't we put those parental codes on there?
I'm going to put the code back on, all right? I'm going to delete the app.
He's going to say, but Brian, I remember the number. We're changing the number. We're going to change the number.
He's going to be like, Brian, Hal is getting upset.
I wish Hal would get upset. Get upset for real, Hal, please. But something to think about that as like a fan base, something so minor. Like other fan bases would be like, let me give you guys, let me give you guys a little, let me give you a a metaphor, so to say. As Replay Op says, George would have not accepted the just get in attitude. George would have never said just get in. That you would have never heard those words out of his mouth. We just got to get in there, and then it's a toss up.
Just
Let me
kidding.
explain to you guys something. So I remember, and anybody who's been to Universal Studios, and this might sound a little silly, but wait until I'm done here. If any of you have been to Universal Studios in Florida, so Islands of Adventure more than anything. Now they got the new park opening up. Shout out to Epic Universe. I'm gonna be there, motherfucker. I promise you. So I don't know how. I'm gonna find a way to get over there, damn it. But anyway,
holla at your boys, man. Give us a discount.
that'll be amazing. Like if you want us to come out there and like just film it,
Do some
sign me
content.
up. I'll do content. I'll do content all day. I'll do it for free. Just get me in the park. I don't care.
Facts.
But if you've been to Universal Studios, right, and you've been to Islands of Adventure, the craziest thing about Islands of Adventure is you look around and you go, yo, the attention to detail is wild. I remember we were in the Harry Potter like thing. I forgot what it is. Like you're eating in this little restaurant type thing. And I remember Jiro saying, what is all that little white stuff? I'm like, what little whites? I'm looking up. I'm like, there's like all. Then I'm like, oh, shit. That's the owls. There's owls up there, and the owls take a shit. They put the shit. They put the shit in there to make it feel like, yeah, that's kind of what it would be like. And I remember walking at one point. You're walking in one area, and then you enter Jurassic Park area, to the Jurassic World. You look around and go, oh, damn, you see how the leaves just changed? You literally feel like you're in Jurassic Park. The attention to detail is wild.
Phenomenal.
The Yankees' attention to detail should be just as good. For this to be going on for years now tells you something about the organization. Something that basic. It's as simple as don't play it. What do we do, sir? I don't care. Don't play New York, New York. This is not hard. When they win, okay, I do post game. Guys, Yankees lost today.
Yankees lose.
Guys, the Yankees won.
Start spreading the news.
What is so friggin' difficult about understanding that?
It's literally the first lines of the song. They when you play it after a loss, it's demoralized. Start spreading the news. The Yankees blew it. Pete, I mean, when the last out was made and the Dodgers were celebrating and they were I just, can you imagine standing in that stadium in that moment?
Bro, everybody was talking about it immediately. Everybody.
We have to do something. I don't know. I have a crazy idea. I don't know. I feel like, and it is what it is. We're content creators. You know, it's a tough business, a tough game, but we need to make our voices heard. Maybe, maybe the other people won't like this, but maybe we got to join forces on some kind of campaign. Every Yankees content creator come together and make a loud, resounding, objective video saying you have to stop. It has to stop in 2025.
Can you imagine that we have to do that for something that small and basic?
We do. Pete, you know what's crazy?
No, you're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. But
No,
can you imagine that you got to do that for something like that?
And this is that, but it's the truth, because that's the only way that they won't be able to ignore it. Like, because some content creators, they're cool, they're friendly with that, whatever. But like some of us, they pretend like they don't see, but we're all over the clubhouse and shit, whatever.
Yep.
I'm not talking about us, even though I am talking about us.
Correct. Yep.
If we got together and every one of us at the same time with the same voice and the same tone said, stop playing Frank after losses, they couldn't ignore it. They couldn't.
No, they can't. And maybe that's something, maybe that's something we'll definitely take a look into how we do that and kind of figure it out.
Am I crazy? Like, are there fans out there that are okay with this?
No, there's not. No Yankee fan is okay with that. I honestly could sit here and say I could probably speak for 97.25% of the fan base here and say nobody's okay with them doing that. Nobody sits there and goes, that's all right. If you say that, you're not a Yankee. You're a bandwagoner. You don't notice it. You don't get it. But if you're a Yankee fan, you don't understand. You get that immediately and go, yeah, there's no way in hell.
Like,
No
do,
way in
do
hell
they
that
not,
should be playing.
do they not want to pay the money for the rights to That's Life to play that after losses? To me, that makes
I mean, it's still frank. It
so much
works.
sense. To me,
It
makes
does. I like that.
it says it perfectly.
That's
It's
life.
life. It says that's
That's
what
all the people say. You're riding high in April.
You're
Shut down
shot.
in May.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
But I know I'm going to change that tune.
Exactly.
I'm back on top in
I'm
June.
back on top. That's what, bro.
I
to
say
me-
that's life.
bro. To me, that's the perfect loss song. It's, don't get me wrong, losses hurt regardless. They hurt, but walking out of the stadium to That's Life, at least it gives you some kind of optimism. But you know what? We're gonna be back on top. But when they're playing New York, and the Dodgers
Horrible.
are popping champagne all over the place,
Can you imagine this? Verdugo strikes out. Pa-da-da-da, bum, bum, ba-da-da, dun, dun, da-da-da,
How bad that is?
You
know how bad-
Start spreading the news.
Verdugo is still on one knee from swinging
Yeah.
at the nastiest curveball I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
And all you hear is the cymbals. Like he just
Oh, bum, ba-dun, da-dun, 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 da-dun. That's all you hear.
it's like
That's
what
all
are
you
we
hear.
do? The guy who presses
Doogie's there like this still.
he's still on one knee.
On one knee like this.
Listen, can you imagine
Looking
being the,
around.
Pete? Can you imagine being the guy who has to press play on that in the 9th inning of the World Series? Like, can you imagine? He's sitting there like, I really have to press this button.
The
here."
guys like this, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Start spreading the news.
He's probably doing it with a bottle of whiskey in front of him, like, ah,
Oh, he's
man,
probably drunk, but fuck it.
like the freaking Major
Start
League.
spreading the news.
Oh,
like-
why do they do this to us? Why have they done this to us? For what reason? For what reason have they done this to us? But we got a lot of voicemails, guys. I want to get to a few of these before we wrap up here. But man, oh man, it's absolutely unbelievable. Let's get to the first one here.
What the fuck was that?
Joey.
What the fuck was that? 15 years. This is the crap that we've been waiting for. I'm telling you, man. I'm the same age as Karen Boone, Derek Jeter. I'm actually older than both of them by a couple of months. And in all my years, I've been following this team since I was in freaking kindergarten. All my years, never, ever have I seen this kind of collapse that occurred within the span of a single inning. Never.
Yep.
This is going down in history. And you have Michael Kay, who came on the very next day and said, people say this is about the lack of accountability. Do you really think that Aaron Judge failed to catch that routine fly ball because there's no accountability on the team? Well, what the fuck do you think it was about? Because he doesn't answer that question, by the way. It's not about accountability, not being present in the team, or discipline, or a drive to win. None of that. No, that's not the problem. Well, what is the problem? He doesn't tell us. He doesn't tell us. But everybody, himself included, admits that this fucking team doesn't know dick about base running, can't play defense, can't do the fundamental basic shit that little leaguers do at their level. The entire World Series and their legacies was on the line, and they can't play basic fundamental baseball. If that's not the fucking, if a lack of accountability is not the fucking problem, lack of discipline, lack of drive, it's all about sending each other heartfelt messages and togetherness. That has nothing to do with what we just witnessed. Fuck you, Michael. Fuck you. Anyway, I'm out.
I feel you, brother. And look, it's exactly Joey. I know you're watching, my friend, guys. We got over 400 plus in here. Hit that like button. But Joey, you're right. Look, man, it goes back to what we were talking about with the ass shaking, right? With the ass shaking from beat writers, from other people out there, radio personalities, is that find the excuse. Well, it's not that. Well, it's not this. Yeah, but what about that? Nah, it can't be that. Then what is it? I don't know. It's
the
always that. It's like there's probably a real reason behind this.
Oh, there's a reason. And they know the reason. But they're gonna blame the players, even if they don't name it, Pete. When they sit there and they say, "Oh no, it's not that, it's not that," and when they say, "Oh, so what is it?" I don't know. Well, if it's not any of those things, then the only other answer could be the personnel on the field. But here's the problem with that, brother. Even the Dodgers recognized it in their comments.
Yep.
This is a very talented team.
That's right.
This is a very talented team. Listen,
Hold on, let me pause. Let me stop you for one. Guys, please don't pay any attention to this guy in the chat talking about Boone said Soto's a terrible manager and he's talking to Teoscar Hernandez about going to LA. Don't listen to this nutcase.
guy doesn't know what the fuck
Please. He has no idea what the frig he's talking about. This guy's slow as shit.
Guy doesn't know what-
He said he's gonna take $550 million to go play in LA. This is a
He's not-
Dodgers fan. Get him out of the chat, please. Tell him to shut his mouth. He don't know what the hell he's talking about, please.
That's a lie. It's a
Yeah,
lie. But
trust
again,
me, if I could tell you guys one thing, that's not true. And I have a pretty good understanding and reason of how I know that. I'll leave it at that.
exactly, because that's what I've been trying to talk people off the ledge the last couple of days. But at the end of the day, I can't tell you why I have the confidence that I have, but I have a confidence in what I have. And at the end of the day, I think Soto's comments weren't any reason for people to be jumping off the deep end or whatever. He was doing what he was coached to do by Scott Boras, and that's what he's supposed to do. But look, at the end of the day, bro, even the Dodgers recognize this is a talented team. And if you look at it from the bottom to the top, it's true. All right, look, Anthony Volpe, he's made some questionable plays at shortstop, but the talent, you can't argue that the talent's not there, that there's just no talent there.
Facts.
The talent is there. That's why we get frustrated, right? Because we see the talent is there and then we see the mistakes, right? Jazz Chisholm is a very talented baseball player.
No
Okay.
doubt. No doubt.
Aaron Judge, forget about it. Juan Soto, forget about it. Okay. You can go Gleyber Torres, another guy. Very, very talented baseball player. This is a team that has talent up and down. But what did the Dodgers say? The emphasis is that the talent will win out. They're not putting emphasis on fundamental clean baseball. That's the problem.
Correct.
That's the problem.
Yep. No doubt about it, man. We'll keep up the voicemails here. My brother Ronnie with a big super chat. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you, guys. In the 2025 World Series, a batter named Mookie ground ball the first sent the Yankees on a downhill spiral. In the 2024, he meant. In the 1986 World Series, a batter named Mookie hit a ground ball the first that sent the Red Sox on a downhill spiral. Baseball's a strange game, isn't it?
Really
It's strange how stuff like that happens, man. But, that's, as Francis said earlier, that's life. Would be the perfect song. It really would be. Let's go ahead and get into the next voicemail here.
Good morning, Pete. William
Yo.
Henry here. How you doing?
What's up, man?
Pete and Francis.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
A couple points I want to make
What's
about baseball, and then I want to get to one general point. First of all, Pete and Francis talked for weeks before the trade deadline how important it was. Well, look what happened. The Dodgers got Jack Flaherty, Tommy Edman, and Michael Kopech at the trade deadline. We got Jazz Chisholm, nice player, Mark Leiter Jr., and Eniel de los Santos. Huge difference. That's a big difference why we lost the World Series to the Dodgers. Second big difference is there's a huge difference in the mindset of the Yankee ownership, current ownership, and front office versus getting to the World Series. That's they're happy that we got to the World Series. The true Yankee fans are not. We're not happy until we win the World Series. Big, huge problem. The main reason I called, though, Pete, is just to say a huge thank you to you, all the NYYU team, for all the fun and enjoyment that we had this baseball season.
Thank you, man.
September 14th event was fantastic. All I'd like to do is ask all the new people in the chat and even the regular people, just talk up NYYU to all your friends and family about how great it is. There's no other channel like it. There's no other community like it of just such great people. I couldn't be happier for all the success, Pete, you and everyone at NYU have had. You deserve it. Take care. Bye.
William Henry, you are the man. I always tell you, you are absolutely the man. Thank you so much for that voicemail. I really appreciate it, especially, the NYU stuff, letting friends and family and stuff like that know about what we do, and we appreciate that a lot. I do want to add to what you said, because you're right. The Yankees came runners up to Flaherty. They I don't know how interested they were in Kopech. I don't know about that. They came runners up to Tommy Edman. In the offseason, they were runners up to Kike Hernandez. They were runners up to Henriquez, the hard throwing right-hander out of their bullpen. I feel like there was somebody else that I might be missing. But the fact of the matter is there's a lot of guys that could have helped. Jack Flaherty, they were runner up to. I don't know if I mentioned him. But there was a lot of guys on this club that Yamamoto, they were runners up to getting him. There's a lot of guys on the Dodgers where the Yankees and the Dodgers had stiff competition. They were both the teams going after these guys. And as I told Rob this on the phone, and Rob made a great point. He goes, yeah, the Yankees were second place, and they finished second place. And he's 100% correct. They did. They definitely did. But
Yankees did reject Flaherty. It's true, but at the end of the day, it doesn't look well. It doesn't look good on the Yankees right now, though, does it? Because they rejected him because of the concerns about the back, and that wasn't really a thing. Like,
and anybody could say, well, he didn't pitch good. Fine, that's fair game. You could say
Good
that all
enough
you
in
want.
game one.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying at the end of the day, the roster decisions that both teams made, it worked very well on one side. It didn't. Tommy Edman was a friggin' hero. Kike Hernandez is always phenomenal in the postseason. I mean, you're talking about guys that really helped this team win.
Yeah.
And, I'll say one more thing. We didn't get too much into Joe Kelly's comments, but let me ask you guys this question here. You think Joe Kelly's the only player that thinks that way about the Yankees?
No.
He's not.
Listen, Joe Kelly comes from a couple different teams, man. He was on the Red Sox, right?
It's becoming known around baseball is what I'm saying. Of this organization, the Yankees are weak. They're becoming known as weak. They're becoming known as how we say a lot. They're not who they once were. They're talent over fundamentals. It's what we see every day. And I love when people go, yeah, but you guys aren't on the team. How do you know that? Again, what do I always say? I got these things and I got a brain. It's not hard to recognize this if you're watching every day that there's obviously a problem.
But how do you say, Pete, how does anybody ask us that question ever again? How do you know? Guys, what the Dodgers just did yesterday with those comments, what the Dodgers just did is basically tell everybody who ever said that we didn't know what we were talking about. Oh, no. Those guys know what they're talking about. They're exactly right. Everything that they said about the team and the way that people look at the team, they were right. They were spot on. They've never
day.
Never. So keep questioning us if you want to. Keep saying, they don't know. What do they know? Okay, keep doubting. Keep doubting if you want to. Literally, the Dodgers spoke almost verbatim the way that we've been speaking about this. And William Henry, you're right. You said Alex Cora. That's why I mentioned that Joe Kelly was on the Red Sox, because who else do you think looks at the Yankees? Alex Cora sees the Yankees like that. Kevin Cash sees the Yankees.
A lot of people do, bro.
It's not
Mike
just
Rizzo from the Nationals literally said it straight up. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there that does not bode well for the Yankees when it comes to their peers. They're not looked at the same. We're going to get to 3 more voicemails, but maybe a little more than that. We're going to wrap up after that.
Hey, Pete Francis, Macho
is.
King in the house. How you doing? Put it on the ground, yeah. The Yankees laid down like a $20 ring lizard and folded like a pea and handed a poker game for dyslexics, yeah. And Aaron Judge is a goofy schmuck who should be ashamed of herself, yeah. And Bad Boom couldn't manage a lemonade stand, and this team is full of lemons. Dig it! And the Yankees lack fundamentals because mentally watching them implode ain't fun. And I don't know who the Martian pissed off, but that was Trash Can sticking his middle finger at us fans, yeah. And the reason I call him trash, because he's garbage. And his roster construction was pulled from the funny pages where the Yankees look like a bunch of clowns on defense and play like spoiled millionaires that ain't hungry, yeah. And Volpe redeemed himself in my eyes, and Weaver gave everything he had. Now what more can you say about Juan Soto? He's the real deal. And without him, the Yankees are going nowhere, yeah. But anyway, while you and the UW are going everywhere, and next time instead of yeah. Plus I roll with the crew that don't care. From your eye drops a tear. We don't play that shit. We play that hit, yeah. Your whole gangster image is not legit. You heard the underground and stole the whole bit. Dig it. And nobody stops the UWO dog pound. Cause we're in there like, oh, yeah. March out.
There it is. That's what I want to hear. Damn it. I tell you what, there's nobody like that Macho King. Damn it. I tell you, I love that man. Let's go ahead and get into Uncle Dom, my guy.
Pete, fam, Uncle Dom here. Pete, listen, I have withdrawal already, man. So that video yesterday was great. All points that you made, absolutely on the money, man. Nail on the head. And like I said in the post, the fact that a lovely cupcake of a manager stayed in that dugout blowing his fucking massive bubbles, just waiting for the Dodgers to burst them, really pissed me the fuck off. All right? Couldn't go out there once to slow things down. Horrible defensive meltdowns. Talk to Cole. Talk to your infielders. Make them take a breath. Couldn't do that. No urgency, no accountability.
Yep.
Another game in July when it's the fucking World Series in October. That's bullshit. But Pete, I'll tell you this. And everybody, I can't wait for November 10th, man. I just can't.
Yes, sir.
But I have had the time of my life. And I never felt like this before. And I swear it's the truth. And I owe it all to you. You guys.
Yeah.
You, Jira, Big Kev, Francis Lee, everybody at the U. You know who you are, guys. Uncle Dom out. I love you, man. Let's go!
Appreciate you, Dom. And yeah, man, November 10th coming up, guys. I want all of you there. Like I said, Legacy Bar and Grill. You guys already know the deal. It's going to be amazing. Washington Heights. $50 brunch. You get all you could drink mimosas, mojitos, sangria. You get appetizer, entree, dessert. And we're all going to chill and have a great time together. On top of that, you can also enter in a raffle that is going to win you signed memorabilia by Yankees players, potentially a Met or two. It's still autograph, signature, fun stuff, signed things. So we'll get more information to you guys on that soon. And actually, we'll start doing raffles probably within the next couple of days. Definitely next week. We'll start breaking that stuff out and go from there. But guys, we're going to do one more voicemail, then we're going to wrap up.
Hey, Pete, your boy Simon calling from Bella Vista, New Haven, Connecticut. How you doing? Well, I say we got to fire Boone. I don't want this idiot back because we just cannot win with him. And, sometimes I think that the Yankees do this on purpose. It's like they don't want to win. I know they do, but, cause like every year we get kicked out of the playoffs or when we get close, it's always the same thing. Well, we didn't perform well. We didn't do this right. Then next year, then we did the same situation. It's like the same record. Sometimes I wonder if they do this on purpose. I don't think they do, but next year we better win. And I hope we keep Soto. There's a way to keep Soto. Just fire Boone and use Boone's money to pay to get Soto. That's what I would do. Well, you have a good day, Pete. Rock on. NY1 on the ground forever. Smacky the likey. Hitty the subby. And Aaron Judge is still a gift from God. That's how I look at it. I know he didn't do so well, but that's how it's my gift from God. You have a good day, Pete. Bye.
Yeah. At least Simon said, hey, look, he didn't do so well.
That was accountability.
That was accountability. That's something the Yankees don't have. Simon has accountability. I was actually impressed.
I'm very impressed.
I was really impressed that Simon actually said that. That actually shocked me, to be honest. I did not expect Simon to do that.
Yeah, I'm really glad that he said that. That shows growth. That shows accountability, maturity. I mean, shit, man. Maybe he could manage the Yankees. Who knows?
Simon would be great. He said, "What are you guys doing at the end? Like you're playing ping pong."
He said, "You already get a bocce ball in here. I'll smack you upside down with a bocce ball." I love Simon. I love him.
Slim Lewis says, if we had played our asses off and just weren't the better team and lost the series, that's one thing. Right now, we are the laughing stock of baseball. They are the laughing stock of baseball right now. I mean, you could tell based off some of these comments and, what people are saying out there that they are, no doubt about it, the laughing stock of baseball. But, guys, we're going to have so much more stuff coming your guys' way. NYYST is live tonight at 8:30. you know the fellas are going to be absolutely pissed off and going to want to talk about. They're going to want to talk about what happened here. So definitely, guys, make sure you're tuning in 8:30 sharp. NYYST is going to be live tonight, so make sure you're tuned in for that. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Until next time, I'll keep you guys updated on when we're going live, things that we're doing. A lot of stuff coming your ways. Don't worry about that. Peace out, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button before you leave.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah.
Hey, look, top floor, lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down, you see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, I show I'm running numbers up. Lucky that I'm showing up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah, numbers crack the billy, yeah, don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the duffels up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar.
Top 10